Hello, my dear friends. Let's start with the chapter 18. And this is the last chapter of this book, Incredibly Believable. Many masters, many helpers. The planet Earth is a tiny planet in a small solar system towards the edge of our universe. As mentioned earlier, the energetic dimensional shift that we are undergoing is an astronomical phenomenon. Hence, it is as certain to happen as the sun is certain to rise tomorrow morning. The shift itself is nothing new. The planet Earth has been through it a few times. If that is the case, why bother? We never have to prepare for the sun to come up in the morning. It just does it on its own. But the shift this time is different from the previous times. In every other major shift, life on the surface of Earth was completely destroyed. Then it took thousands of years for new life to develop, just like the time when the dinosaurs were extinguished. The current shift is different. It is like a cosmic experiment. There are two major differences in the current shift. One, we will be able to move to the fourth dimension with our current physical bodies. Two, each of us has a choice whether to make the transition to the fourth dimension or not. We do not have to die forcibly as we did in previous shifts. Like any new experiment, this one is being carefully watched and monitored by many other beings from many different dimensions. And a number of them are poised to provide help to those of us who ask for it and are willing to receive it. Due to the universal principle of free will, nothing is ever imposed on anyone. Only those who ask using their free will receive this help. Let's learn about alien civilizations and their UFOs and IFOs. There are four major higher level civilizations from different dimensions and planetary systems that are currently watching mankind and planet Earth. They all know how to transcend time and space. They have a number of their crafts surrounding planet Earth, what we currently ignorantly call UFOs. They currently maintain themselves invisible to the general public, since our present consciousness is not ready to accept them as friendly visitors. Instead, the general public will look upon them as invaders, and our militaries might try to shoot them down. In all likelihood, before December 2012, they will make themselves visible to the general public, or at least to a portion of the public that is open minded to welcome them. Then we can start calling UFOs as IFOs, that is, identified flying objects. They have some very advanced technologies available. After the shift, they will allow us to use a number of these technologies to help us raise our living standards, clean up the environment, and raise our consciousness. They will do that only when they are certain that we will use the technologies to benefit mankind, not to design better weapons to kill increasing number of people. Let's learn about help in building the new society. These very friendly and advanced alien civilizations, with their advanced technologies, will help us build a new society and some of the following ways. 1. Design of free energy machines, thereby eliminating any need for fossil fuels. 2. Design and implementation of very efficient high speed transportation systems, thereby eliminating any needs for cars, aeroplanes, and other polluting vehicles. 3. Cleanup of the environment, that is, air, water, ground, soil, etc. 4. Use of advanced healing techniques, thereby eliminating any need for surgeries. 5. Introduction of crystal healing techniques in association with other vibrational techniques, such as the use of color, light, and sound therapies. 6. Interplanetary travel involving time and space warping and interdimensional portals. 7. Design and implementation of a ubiquitous, fail proof web like the internet that is freely accessible to all at all locations and carries the person's ID information. 8. Highly efficient, totally non polluting factories that are highly automated and are remotely controlled. 9. Advanced distribution systems that can be used for all types of materials. 10. A centralized credit or debit system that totally eliminates the need for money, finance companies, and banks as we know them today. An agricultural system that produces healthy plants without fertilization. Special seeds with higher yields, producing plants that are bacteria resistant. A healthcare system that emphasizes maintaining health instead of treating disease, that is freely and equally available to all. Total elimination of the need for insurance of any kind. An educational system that provides a real life learning with no forced or prescribed curricula available to all. An educational system that is balanced in providing options for studying science and spirituality. An online real time election system where all involved can vote directly at their own convenience and the results are tabulated automatically, thereby eliminating the need for electing representatives. All integrated technologies that are very easy to use and user friendly. These alien civilizations are anxiously waiting for the day when they can openly communicate with mankind. Now let's learn about how to control the world. For the last several thousand years, the world has been controlled by a few people based on a pyramidal system where the top person controls everyone else under him. Control automatically necessitates the creation of fear. The subordinate must be afraid of the consequences of disobeying the boss. That means the boss or authority figure has to be made to look powerful. If there is nothing inherently more powerful about one person compared to another, a story needs to be made up. What are the necessary components of the story? These are only two requirements. 1. Hide the truth. 2. Project the authority figure as powerful based on an untruth. Now, all of you have to do is sell the story to the public as the gospel truth. That's it. Let's learn about secrets, secrets everywhere. For thousands of years, all kinds of persons and organizations have been hiding the truth and making up those nice stories. How do you hide the truth? There are two ways. 1. Destroy the evidence of truth. 2. Lock up the truth and deny access to the evidence. Things can only be hidden in the dark. You cannot hide something under a bright light. The dark forces that have been in control of our world through the descending cycles of the Kali Yuga, Dark Age, have surrounded the world in a shield of darkness. As a result, it has been easy to keep a lot of things secret by hiding them. Most of the governmental or administrative agencies just mark all kinds of evidence as secret and then deny public access to it. Others, for example, religious organizations, normally just lock up the evidence and do not allow access to anyone except to a handful of trusted persons. Then they can make up any stories that they want and make people believe those stories. Hence, a majority of our society runs on either outright lies or on untruths during the time of darkness. Generations after generations have grown up in this environment of believing the made up stories and not bothering about the truth, to the point where we have stopped questioning anything. The majority of the people just believe blindly whatever the people in authority tell them. That blind faith acceptance without questioning has helped many political, religious, military, business, social, and other leaders to control large masses of people for long periods of time. Let's understand about cracking the shield of darkness. This shield of darkness that has totally surrounded Earth for several millennia has kept mankind from connecting with the higher dimensions. Since the higher dimensions are at higher frequencies, closer to the light forces. The tsunami in Asia in December 2004 created a crack in this shield of darkness. Who are the masters? Different people use the term masters in different contexts. For our reference, the masters are souls from the higher dimensions who have already reached the state of spiritual perfection referred to as nirvana, moksha, liberation, mukti, etc., which means they do not need a reincarnate for their own spiritual growth, but may choose to do so to help others. Some of the famous masters are well recognized names: Jesus, Krishna, Moses, Buddha, Zoroaster, etc. But there are many other masters that are unknown. Let's understand the master plan. Due to the uniqueness of this shift, the masters decided to help us out this time. They knew that the problem was the darkness. The easy way to get rid of the darkness is to bring in the light. The moment the light comes in, the darkness has to leave. The masters are resident in a dimension that is full of light. However, to send light from that dimension to earth is not enough. They needed instruments that would be able to receive the high voltage light that they wanted to send down. People living in the people living in the dark shield covered world were not able to handle this high voltage light or strong energy. They would get burned with this strong energy. Hence, they made a master plan with dispatchers and receivers. The dispatchers would stay in the higher dimension and transmit the light from there. The receivers would be strategically placed on planet Earth and receive the light. Let's understand the implementation begins. The first batch of 7 masters that would be receivers came down to Earth and was born in the year 1920. Was born in the 1920s. In all, the receivers on Earth came in 4 different batches. The 4 batches combined have a total of 111 masters as receivers on Earth. There are more masters living on planet Earth today than there have ever been in the entire known history of planet Earth. Let's understand the strategic web of light. The 111 masters have been geographically placed on Earth so that any 5 of them form a pyramid shape. The pyramid is a sacred shape which generates a special energy flow. Together, the 111 masters form a total 44 pyramids. 44 pyramids overlaid become incredibly strong. Those familiar with numerology know that 44 is a very strong number. There are a total of 44 pyramids in a Sri Yantra. These 111 masters form a web of light around the world. These 111 are the nodes. Since they handle the high voltage light sent down by the dispatchers, these master receivers are referred to as be- beacons. Let's understand about internet analogy. For the technically oriented reader, think of the World Wide Web or the internet. It has a number of major providers which comprise the backbone of the system. This backbone carries the high volume traffic. Then, any number of other providers can connect to them and set up their own servers. Similarly, the 111 beacons provide the backbone system for this web of high voltage light. Then others that connect through them do not get a shock since the voltage is turned down at the nodes. Let's know about the 1,44,000 light workers. Think of the web of light around the dark planet. Each of these 111 beacons is like a floodlight. It shines brightly on a small area of Earth. That means there will be 111 brightly lit spots on Earth. But the majority of Earth will still be in darkness. To provide light to every part of the Earth, the 111 beacons are being supplemented by a total of 1,44,000 light workers that have volunteered for these assignments. These 1,44,000 light workers enhance the light web by connecting through a beacon, but shining the light on their part of the planet Earth. When all the 1,44,000 light workers have become activated, the entire Earth will be well illuminated and the darkness will disappear. A number of the early readers of this book are light workers. That's why you got attracted to read this book. Let's understand about a strong connection with the light dimension. The light grid around the earth with the 111 masters has a permanent, very strong connection with the masters, who are the dispatchers in the higher light dimension. The dispatchers are the ones deciding how much light to send at one time based on the capacity of the receivers. The more light that they send, the more effectively the dark force influence dissipates. Let's understand about a gradual buildup of the receiving network. By the year 2003, all 111 receiving masters were placed properly on Earth, and the strong connection with the dispatchers has been established. However, the physical bodies of the receiving masters had to be prepared, mainly by activation of their DNA, to receive this much higher level of light than the human body was capable of handling. Hence, the network nodes or the receiving masters were activated in a phased manner as their individual DNA activations reached the required levels. By the end of the year 2005, all 111 receiving masters had been activated. Then the dispatching masters gradually kept increasing the light. Now let's learn about the increasing light workers connection. The 1,44,000 light workers are supposed to connect to the network through the nodes to complete the lighting of the planet Earth, which will finally dispel the dark force. As each additional light worker joins the network, it is like an additional light bulb being turned on. Obviously, the more light bulbs that turn on, the more light there is. The 1,44,000 light workers all made soul agreements to play the role. However, some of them got too entangled in the established ways of society to play their light worker role. Now let's learn about secrets revealed, stories unraveled. As more and more light comes in, the darkness automatically disappears. Secrets and truth, which could be hidden in the dark, are being revealed in the light. As the truth is revealed, the made up stories are coming unraveled. More and more people are losing faith in the authorities in every area of life. People are increasingly realizing that they have been fooled by the authorities for too long, and they are now starting to question things that they had taken for granted before. It is a happening worldwide. This is happening in the business arena, as seen in the cases of multinational companies such as Enron and Hewlett Packard. This is happening in politics, as noticed in the fall of politicians, political parties, and governments in various countries. This is happening in the military or industrial complexes war making machines. I repeat, this is happening in the military or industrial complexes war making machine, as seen in the trumped up claims of Iraq's possession of weapons of mass destruction. This is happening in the healthcare field, as evident from people in the USA spending more money on alternative medicine than on traditional medicine. USA is the country with the highest spending on healthcare. This is happening in the education field, where universities around the world are seeing declining registrations and have to compete for students by marketing themselves, whereas occasional and alternative therapies education is growing by leaps and bounds. This is happening in the career field, as evident by more and more well educated and qualified employees leaving their corporate jobs and the security of the paycheck, and by choice to spend time on the activities that they enjoy even when they make much less money. This is happening in the energy field, as evident by an Irish company putting out an open invitation to all scientists in the world to test and verify their free energy machine that operates on the principle of intersecting electromagnetic fields. This is happening in the environmental field, as evident by a number of Japanese auto manufacturers designing non polluting autos that do not use internal combustion engines. This is happening in religion, as evident by continuous revela- revelations of sexual abuse by priests and evidence of suppression of old texts and gospels. This is happening in significantly increasing UFO sightings around the world as more and more people open up their minds and are willing to accept the truth about UFOs. Let's learn about the fully illuminated world. This process of illumination and revelation of hidden truths, which started in the year 2003, will continue to get stronger as more and more light workers join the network. In any case, by the year 2012, when the descending cycle of the Kali Yuga ends, as does the long cycle of the Mayan calendar, the world will be fully illuminated and the truths would be visible in all areas. The revelations of a number of these truths will so upset many people's strong belief systems that they will even refuse to look at the evidence and will continue justifying the righteousness of their beliefs. So, just because the truth is out doesn't mean that everyone will suddenly change their beliefs and give up the influence of the dark, their fears, and greed. In fact, the real battle between the forces of light and dark will have just begun. Let's learn about UFOs become IFOs. As the illumination keeps increasing, one of the revelations will be the truth about UFOs and mankind's various contacts with aliens, as we call the higher level civilizations. Based on these revelations, many people will realize that they have been fooled by their governments and other authorities about the realities of existence of these cultures and the so-called UFOs. They will then start believing in them and will invite them to show themselves. Then certain UFOs will make themselves visible and overt contact with these higher level civilizations will begin. Upon our request, they will then start sharing some of their advanced technologies to help rebuild a new society and a new world. Then UFOs will become IFOs and we will stop using the word aliens. Instead, we will refer to them by the names of their home planets, just like we refer to people from another country based on the name of their country. Let's understand about a time of transition, the Armageddon and the apocalypse. Once the major secrets have been revealed, mankind will generally be divided into two opposing camps. One, those that believe the truths exposed. Two, those that wish to continue with their old belief systems. During this time, our visitors from the higher level civilizations will also be showing us their advanced technologies. Of course, those in the second group will not believe or be impressed by these technologies. They will only consider these as magic tricks. As mentioned earlier, timing is the hardest part of prediction. But according to the present possibilities in the year 2006, the best guess is that the real battle between these two groups will last for about 5 years till the end of the year 2017. This is the Armageddon as mentioned in the Bible. During the same time of transition, based on the revelations of the truths, vast number of people will lose faith in the way our current institutions are organized and run. With the new realizations, they will assist in breaking down these societal structures. So, by the end of this time period, most of the existing institutional structures will be destroyed, so they can be replaced with new functional ones. This is the apocalypse as mentioned in the Bible. Now let's understand about DNA activates, the building phase begins. At the end of the transition period, when all the existing structures have mainly been destroyed, those that have realized the truth with the help of our friends from the higher level civilizations will embark on a massive building phase. All new systems will be built using the knowledge gained by our enhanced and activated DNA and the knowledge and the advanced technologies provided by our friends. Since the dark shield around the planet Earth will have disappeared by this time, a lot of light will be coming in. The light will further activate the DNA of all those who choose to accept the light. The more light we accept, the more our DNA activates. The more our DNA activates, the more of the universe we can access. The more of the universe we can access, the more oneness we experience. The more oneness we experience, the more we can experience unconditional love. And in the end, it is all about unconditional love. Let's understand about the year 2029. The good times begin. The year 2029 sees the dawning of the new world. Only those who have chosen to transition to the fourth dimension will be on earth. The 1,000 years of peace starts. Mankind on earth becomes a higher level civilization. Let's know about the Galactic Federation membership. The Galactic Federation is like the United Nations of the universe. So far, we on planet Earth have not even been invited for membership into it. Once we move to the fourth dimension, we will be invited to join the Galactic Federation as a member, since we will learn how to accept all with love. This is the end of the chapter. Thank you so much, my dear friends. Lots of love. Thank you.